Welcome to Inside Digital Photo TV, coming to you here from the PDN PhotoPlus Conference and Expo 2007 in beautiful New York City, New York. And of course, the Inside Digital Photo TV program is brought to you by Epson. They have a brand new website. You can check it out at proimaging.epson.com. And of course, Acme Educational over at acmeeducational.com. So right now I'm here with my buddy, Andrew Darlow. Andrew's got a brand new book out. It's 301 Inkjet Tips and Technique. Hey, Darlow, how you doing?
Very good. Thanks for having me, Scott.
Thank you, Andrew. So this is a beautiful book. You've been working on this thing for a long time, and it's out, and it's actually here. It's live. Yes. This is very cool.
Yes, it is here in the flesh, and 2 years of very hard work. But before that, it was about 20 years of working as a photographer and then as a teacher, teaching people how to take their pictures and turn them into prints. So it's been a journey, but what it really comes down to is I love photography, and I was able to bring that love into the book and help people to make prints that really shows them how to get the most out of their images.
Well, that's the thing, it's all really about the print because, when we had traditional film photography, you take the stuff down to a lab or a photo mat or somewhere and have it developed, you got back a print. You had something tactile, you had a real photograph in your hand, and you do all this digital photography, and if you don't print your stuff out, all you have is a bunch of ones and zeros on a hard drive, and it's okay on a screen, but it's not the same when it's on a screen. Absolutely. A print is different. It's tactile. You can feel it. And to be able to learn how to do your own prints is really cool. And this book, like you said, shows your passion for photography and printing. It's pretty neat stuff.
It really is. And the book actually is not just my own work and not just my own tips. About half the book are my own photographs and my tips, but the other half is more than 20 photographers and other artists who have really, gone out of their way to share their secrets. And everything from presenting your work, doing portfolios in a certain way, to displaying your work, to framing your work, just stuff that you would more get from someone if you were on the show floor just talking to them as opposed to like reading just a website or a manual. So that's what I tried to get through, both from the authors and from myself, is things that really make me get the kinds of prints that I want to get and the things that you don't always just know about from the media, for example.
How's the book broken down in sections and tips? Is there stuff on actual image capture and how to make a great photo? And then there's stuff about printing, and I'm sure there's paper, there's techniques. Tell me how you sort of broken the book down.
Sure. It starts with pretty much getting started. So how to really choose a printer, whether an inkjet printer is really right for you. So sometimes you might want an inkjet printer plus another type of printer. And then I go into how to choose a printer, an inkjet printer especially. So I go over different models from 4x6-inch printers, which are fantastic, these little compact ones, even for pros, by the way.
Oh, I love the new PictureMate Dash from Epson. It prints these 4x6s out. That's incredible stuff. And I mean, for $100, these little printers, like you said, even for pro stuff, it's awesome,
It really is. Yeah. So I talk about that and even up to like the very large printers. And then I go into things like how to understand color management. And I try to keep it really simple, yet give you the right information. So it's easy to sometimes get the wrong information.
Color management can be a little sticky, and if you don't really have the right grip on it, you're not going to get that print that you want.
Absolutely. And then I talk about rips. I talk about presentation. So
you get a little geeky, so we're getting some rip and some other cool stuff in there. That's good, though. I mean, it takes you to a more advanced level. You need to know these things.
Absolutely. And there's the guest artists also, because I can't be in the trenches with all these rips, but I found people who use them day in and day out. And they share like step-by-step information about using the rip, which is really exciting. And then I was talking about presentation, books, just simple things, as something as simple as colored staples, which just a nice looking staple on a couple pieces of paper can make the difference in a presentation. So from simple to more advanced for every level of photography.
Yeah, because, like you said, it's all about the delivery, the look, the feel, and you want to make your work the best you can. So that's why the book is so cool. There you have a companion website, Andrew, for the 301 Inkjet tips and techniques. Tell me about it.
Sure. It's called inkjettips.com. And because when you come to a show like this, there's already like 7 new models that aren't in this book. So this enables me to add tips and add information to keep it updated instead of having to now print like a second edition in another 6 months. So that's the real value of inkjettips.com. Plus, there you can sign up for a newsletter, and I'll be sending out a tip every week from the book. And you can find out more information, and there'll be original stories that aren't in the book, and more tips.
So I guess if you're really cheap, you can just subscribe to the newsletter, and in 301 weeks, you'll get the free book.
That's right. What is that? 6 years.
6 years, you can have a free book.
Yes, but the book has the photographs. That'll be mostly text tips, but
right, exactly. Now the book is what's suggested retail on the book?
Well, you can purchase it under $35. So I think it's obviously
well, it's an excellent read because you spend all this money on a printer. It's not so much a printer, but it's about ink and media, and you don't want to waste this stuff. So to have a good tip so you can actually turn out a nice photograph is you're going to save that in a few minutes worth of printing.
Absolutely. I think even just one tip in here may quickly pay for the book. There are many in that case where you might just find a certain media or a certain approach that saves you that much money just in a very short amount of time. Yeah. So it's obviously it's about saving time, it's about saving money, and it's about making better prints, and it's about not always wasting so much. I think that's a big thing. People tend to waste a lot of material, and they get frustrated when they're using their printer. So there are a lot of tips here that are aimed to help cut down on the amount of waste.
Yeah, this is great. So, Andrew, give me the website address of the book, where they can buy it, when's it going to be available, and all this kind of cool stuff.
Sure. It's available now. It'll be shipping most bookstores and online. So you can go to inkjettips.com, and you'll find a link to it there, or you can go to wherever you would normally buy your technology-related books.
Probably best because you're going to have links on your site to Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and these other cats. So just go to inkjettips.com, easy to remember, and they can just link it from there.
Absolutely.
Hey, Andrew, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Scott. It's always great.
Yeah, Andrew's great. His stuff's working. He also has a very cool website called Imaging Buffet that features some of Andrew's photography and some other stuff he's up. So you want to check that out too. But of course, just go to inkjettips.com. You've been listening and watching Inside Digital Photo TV, brought to you by Epson at proimaging.epson.com and Acme Educational over at acmeeducational.com. You can see the show and the rest of the stuff we're up to at this year's show over at InsideDigitalPhoto.com.